Right now, thousands of course creators are selling their online courses without any complex sales funnel, and they're making 10K, 20K, even 100K or more per month. I call it the anti-sales funnel. And in this video, I'll show you exactly why it works and how you can set it up for yourself. If you've been in the course creator world for any amount of time, then you're familiar with sales funnels. Now, years ago, this idea of a sales funnel took over this online space, and hundreds of thousands, millions of people became enamored with building different types of sales funnels. And people like Russell Brunson and many others made a living out of teaching these different types of sometimes very complex sales funnels using software like ClickFunnels, Kajabi, GoHighLevel, all these different softwares that do a lot of different things and allow you to build these funnels to sell your online courses and other products. But today the landscape is changing drastically, and people are kind of doing the opposite of building these complex sales funnels. They're actually dumbing it down to just a couple of steps, really no crazy work involved, no technical skills involved, just making it super simple and getting down to kind of the heart of what online courses are. And that's really helping others achieve something that they're wanting to achieve, right? Helping them get a transformation, building community, building relationships. That's really what it's all about. And this sales funnel really captures that because it takes all of the extra marketing, extra technical stuff out of it. It makes it super simple. If we look at a platform like Skool, let's go over to Skool. And if you go up here and you actually click on this button, you can go to this Discover tab and you can discover all of these different communities and programs that are being hosted on Skool. Now, most of these have online courses in them. If you're not familiar with Skool, you have a community, but you can also have a classroom where you actually host your online course. And so most of these have courses built in. Now, up at the top, you're gonna see a bunch of different categories. You have hobbies, music, money, spirituality, tech, health, sports, self-improvement, all these different categories. And we can click through these and we can see that these are just regular everyday people creating these communities and programs on all different things. I would encourage you to scroll through here and look at just some of the interesting things that people are creating these programs around, and you'll be shocked at how much money they're making. In fact, let's look at a couple quick examples of people just crushing it with their Skool communities, and then I'll explain this anti-sales funnel and how they're doing it. The first one we're going to look at is this one called Shredders University. Now, if we look at this, what's cool about Skool is it shows us actually how many members they have. So we can go down and we can see what this community is about. This community is about learning guitar, but not even just guitar. It's about learning kind of a niche of guitar, which is shredding, right? And so it's hosted by this guy, Jack Wood, and he's charging $99 per month, and he has 135 members. Now that puts this community at about 13K per month, which is pretty significant income for somebody to make. Now, if we look at how this guy, Jack Wood, is actually selling this program to teach you how to shred, we can go over to his YouTube channel, which is called Jack Wood Guitar, and he's actually only got about 13.9 thousand subscribers. Now, if we look right here in the first thing in his channel, we're gonna see there's a link that goes to his Skool About page. So that actually goes right over here to this exact page. And if we actually click on any of his videos, not necessarily all of them, but most of them. So let's click on this second one here as an example. If we click on that, and we scroll down, typically right here in the description, right at the top, he's putting his link to his Skool community right there, which again goes to that same page, which is going to be this page right here. Here's another one from this guy right here called Anime Shreds. This guy's name is Nate Belmar. Now this one's quite a bit bigger. He's got 2.8 thousand members at $297 per year. If we do the math on that, it's about $831,000 per year, and it comes out to about $69,000 per month. And that's a lot of money. Now you might be thinking when you see this, you're like, wow, this guy must have a super huge following. He must be everywhere. When we actually go over to his YouTube channel, again, we're going to see this guy only has 14.3 thousand subscribers, not a really huge YouTube following. And again, if we go over to his videos and we click on one of these videos, let's click on the second one, what we're going to see here is right in the description, he's got a link right here to joinanimeshreds.com. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But if we click on that link, it actually directs us right over to his Skool about page. There's not any like complex sales funnel that he's created. It just goes right to this Skool about page. The last one I want to show you is probably the craziest of all the examples. It's this one called Poop Scoop Millionaire. Yeah, you heard that right. They will teach you how to build a pooper scooper business. Now, if we go over here and we look at this, 880 members at $69 per month. That means they're doing around 60K per month. And if we actually go look up how they're selling this, well, we have this YouTube channel called Scoop Start with 10,000 subscribers. And right there, the first link in the description is their Skool about page. And if we go to any of their videos down here, so this looks like they're kind of doing like a little bit of a podcast. They're kind of telling stories about poop scoop businesses. But if we click on one of these and we scroll down, we should see again, join the Poop Scoop Millionaire community. We click on that right there and it's going to take us right over to the Skool about page. Typically, I think when we see these kind of numbers, when we see even 15K a month, 20K a month, but then especially looking at programs that are doing 60K, 100K a month, we often think, wow, they must have millions of subscribers. They must have these huge followings and huge teams. And although we don't know all the inner workings of their business, we're able to look at their following over on YouTube. We're able to look at how many members they have and how much they're charging. And we can see that these examples, they're really not big channels. They're really not big followings. And my point with all that is that in our minds, we think that if you're making any significant amount of money, that you must have a huge following on the internet. But there is this kind of layer underneath those really big names that we pay attention to, right? In whatever your space is, whatever your niche is, there's this layer underneath of people like me and you that might only have 5,000, 10,000, or 20,000 subscribers on YouTube or maybe another platform, but I think YouTube is the primary one. And we can be making significant money because it's not about the amount of subscribers you have, or I should say, it doesn't take as many subscribers or as big of a following as you think to make a huge impact. You can build a 10K subscriber YouTube channel in a relatively quick amount of time if you focus on a niche. And with that, you can make really significant money, maybe 10, 20, or even 50K or more per month. Now, how does this work and why does it work? Well, this is exactly how it works. And I know this is a super simple illustration, but I just wanted to show it to you in this very simple way. I call it the anti-sales funnel for selling online courses. And it starts with a niche focused YouTube channel, which is what I was just showing you, right? Channels focused on a certain type of fitness or a hobby, or they could be in the business category, the health category, those kind of things. But you start with a niche focused YouTube channel. And what you're going to do is simply in every video that you make, you're going to have a call to action where you're going to invite people to go check out your program and your community over on Skool. And so you simply just include the link to your Skool about page. And that about page that I was showing you doesn't require any additional software except for Skool. And you can build it. You actually don't even need to build it. It just is what it is. You just put in text, add photos and videos, set the pricing. There's not really anything to it. You don't have to like build a web page like you would in another type of software. It's all built for you. You just put in the information. Now let's talk about why this works. Well, I want you to think back to if you've been in this space, and maybe you haven't, I'm going to explain that. But if you think back 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when the sales funnel hype kind of started and really began to grow, the idea was that most times you're going to build out a page like a webinar page, or you're going to host a challenge or whatever the case may be, but there's going to be a lot of content associated with that type of sales funnel, right? Let's take a webinar funnel as an example. With a webinar funnel, you're going to say, hey, we're offering a free class, register for the free class, come and attend the free class. And then in that class, that webinar, you're going to teach for a while, and then you're going to offer your online course, right? The reason this anti-sales funnel works is because the same thing is happening on YouTube before that potential customer decides to make a purchase and buy into your program. They are watching long form YouTube videos where you're teaching, you're giving advice, or whatever the case may be, and they're getting value and they're starting to like you, they're starting to trust you, and they're starting to think, I'd like to learn more from this person. I'd like to see what else they have to offer. And they can click over to your Skool page and they can become a part of your program just like that. So essentially, the same thing is happening when you build a niche focused YouTube channel as would be happening if you had a more complex sales funnel, or maybe you had a video sales letter, or you had a webinar, or you were doing a challenge over multiple days, as well as many other types of sales funnels. They are designed to build trust with someone and then sell your product. The same thing is happening on YouTube. You create videos that build trust and then sell your product. So what that means is when we look at this about page and we'll look at Shredder's University, that means there isn't a lot of selling that has to be done on this page, right? It's already been done on YouTube. I've already watched Jack Wood's videos. I already know that he's really good at guitar. I already know that I like his personality, and I already know that he offers a ton of value on YouTube. So he probably offers more in his program. So when I come over here and it's 99 bucks per month, and I just can see what's included, I can watch some videos, maybe look at a few testimonials right here, but most of the selling is already done. And so I'm ready to buy. Another reason this is a great sales funnel, especially if you're just getting started and you don't know the entire online marketing sales funnel game, is right here. Simple pricing for Skool. Now, I'm not here to really sell you on Skool, but I do think it's a really great and simple way to get started selling online courses. If we look at the pricing, they have two options, $9 per month or $99 per month. The biggest difference in these two prices is this right here. It says 10% transaction fee on the $9 per month and a 2.9% transaction fee on the $99 per month. So you're going to give Skool a bigger portion of what you make if you're on this $9 per month plan, but it helps you get started when you're small, when you might only have 10 people, 20 people, whatever the case may be. As you grow, you can transition to this $99 per month plan. If you're building complex sales funnels and you need sometimes 3 or 4 or 5 different softwares, that can cost upwards of $500,000 a month or more. And the last reason this is really great for people who might not be experts in sales funnels and online marketing is because Skool is actually really easy for you as the course creator to create something inside of it. You really don't need any additional software. And it's very easy to set up. Even just using the Skool software, it's very intuitive. You can do almost anything in the mobile app that you can do on the desktop, and it just seems to make sense. It's really easy to get set up, to build a community, and then to start putting that link in your YouTube channel as you're building your following. So my encouragement for you, if you're just getting started with this and you're wanting a simple way to sell your online course, without all the complex sales funnels and technology and all that kind of stuff, I would start building a niche focused YouTube channel. Even when you have 500, 1,000, or 2,000 subscribers, you're going to be able to make sales of your online course by building trust on YouTube and then inviting people over to join your Skool community. I would recommend opening a Skool account, starting on that $9 plan, and opening a community that you can invite people to via your YouTube content. This is the easiest way to make consistent money with an online course today. And if you'd like to try out Skool for yourself, I'll put my link at the top of the description. You can go over to builtbyparents.com/Skool to go ahead and open your own Skool community and try it out for yourself. Thanks so much for watching today. Make sure you hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We'll see you soon.